Once upon a time, there lived a young and athletic boy who possessed a strong desire for success. Winning meant everything to him, and he believed that success was solely determined by being victorious. One day, the boy prepared himself for a running competition in his small village, where he would compete against 2 other young boys. A large crowd had gathered to witness this sporting event, and an elderly wise man had traveled a great distance to witness the young boy's abilities. The race began. It appeared to be a close competition with all the runners approaching the finish line together. However, the young boy summoned his determination, strength, and power, pushing himself to the limit. He crossed the finish line first, resulting in an ecstatic crowd that cheered and waved at him. Despite the jubilation of the crowd, the wise man remained calm and composed, showing no particular emotion. The young boy, on the other hand, felt an overwhelming sense of pride and importance. A second race was announced, and 2 new fit challengers stepped forward to compete against the young boy. Once again, the boy displayed his prowess and finished in the first position. The crowd erupted with joy, cheering and waving at the victorious boy. Still, the wise man remained unperturbed, maintaining his serene demeanor. The young boy basked in the feeling of pride and importance. The young boy's eagerness for more races led him to plead for another opportunity. The wise old man obliged, but this time, he presented the boy with 2 unusual challengers, an elderly, frail lady and a blind man. Perplexed, the young boy questioned the nature of this race, expressing his disbelief that it could be considered a competition. The wise man simply stated that it was, indeed, a race. As the race commenced, the young boy found himself as the sole finisher, while the other 2 challengers remained at the starting line. The young boy couldn't contain his excitement, raising his arms in delight. Surprisingly, the crowd remained silent, displaying no particular sentiment toward the boy. Confused and seeking answers, the young boy turned to the wise old man and inquired why the people did not join in his success. The wise man responded with a simple instruction to race once again, but this time, finish together with the other 2 challengers. He encouraged the young boy to stand in the middle, between the blind man and the frail old lady, and hold their hands. With a slow and deliberate pace, the young boy walked towards the finish line, ensuring that all 3 crossed it simultaneously. The crowd burst into ecstatic cheers, applauding and waving at the young boy. The wise man smiled gently and nodded his head in approval. Overwhelmed with emotions, the young boy felt an immense sense of pride and importance. Curiosity still lingered within him as he approached the wise old man, questioning who the crowd was cheering for, the young boy himself or one of the challengers. The wise old man gazed into the young boy's eyes, placing his hands on the boy's shoulders, and replied softly. He explained that in this race, the young boy had gained much more than any previous victory. The crowd was not cheering for any individual winner, but rather for the lessons learned in life. The wise man prompted the young boy to reflect on his own motivations. Was he solely driven by the hunger for success and the need to win? Whom was he running against? If he continued to triumph over everyone else, the day would come when people would no longer cheer for him. The wise man emphasized the significance of looking back on one's life and considering who ran beside them in the race. Did the young boy help those who were weaker and older, ensuring they crossed the finish line as well? Did they all finish together? The wise man stressed that the greatest race one could run was the race of life itself. He urged the young boy to run this race wholeheartedly, keeping in mind that winning was not the most important aspect. What truly mattered was how the race was run. With these words of wisdom, the young boy realized the true purpose of his journey. He understood that the race of life was meant to be approached with compassion, empathy, and a willingness to support others. The young boy embraced this newfound perspective, vowing to run the race of life in a meaningful and fulfilling manner. The story concludes with a message of motivation and blessings for all who listen.